it's Elizabeth, and welcome back to another flip through, the final flip through, finally, of December 2022. Now, this book I actually really enjoyed working in. There is a link down below as to how I made it. It is made from a clasp, not a clasp envelope, if that makes any sense. So, I really enjoyed making it. I have this cute little tassel on the side that I love, and yeah, I loved making this book. So, and working in it. It was great fun. So, the last leg of this journal is our trip to our kids' house. Excuse me. So, again, forgive me. Okay. So, here we are, Friday the 23rd. My daughter was actually working. This was her last day at school. They did not have like the week prior to Christmas off and then the week after. They actually had like 2 weeks after Christmas off. So that's how that worked for her. And so my husband and I were so excited to be spending time with our kids. We were so excited to be just going down there and just spending the holidays with them. And yeah, so we started down there at about 8-ish, and I got to the school around 11:30. I wanted to go to the school, and my daughter asked her administration for permission, that I was able to enter the school, as a visitor or whatever. Anyhow, I wanted to go see the kids. I wanted to see the kids. Unfortunately, I only got to see a few of my previous year's kids, but but I did get to see my daughter's kids, and I knew those kids from last year as well. If you didn't know, if you're new here, welcome. I used to work with my daughter as her teaching assistant. So there is that. It was so much fun seeing them. It was a blast seeing my sweet coworkers, and oh my gosh, I miss. Okay, I miss the kids. I miss my coworkers. I do not miss working whatsoever. So, let's see what else I was gonna tell you. Oh, about the book. Okay, so the numbers that I use, these are from an old calendar set my daughter had and was not using anymore. So I used them this year. The papers that these papers here, okay, are all from Recreations by Brooke, and they are from her Facebook group. Okay, so go ahead and check the links below. There will be a link for her YouTube channel for you to go check out, subscribe if you would like to, and to go and join her Facebook group, because she does do free digitals, and this was a very generous digital kit. So yeah, it was wonderful. What else? Oh, these right here, these little gifts that I am using to denote my Christmas prompts come from Jill at Jilly Bean Studio. Now, a little bit about the prompts. I will have the link below to my Christmas prompts for 2022. It's a list that I made up. I've never done prompts before, nor have I ever made up prompts before. So it was a fun process, and for me, it was actually writing prompts, not, yeah, like for myself, I wanted to bring those memories to life in written form. So that's how that worked. Anything else I'm forgetting? I don't think so. Okay. So, well, let's just go with this. Most special gift was the prompt, and time spent with my family. That is the most special gift I could ever receive. So there is that. Just some stickers. These are old stickers from Brooke at Recreations by Brooke. This was packaging from a dusting thing, so I just, added a little bit of fabric on there. Let's see. Yeah, it was so nice. It was great to see my coworkers down at the school. One of them gave me this wonderfully yummy, which I still need to send her a thank you, but wonderfully yummy spice bread. It had nuts and raisins in it, and it was so delicious. Oh my gosh. And it was like coated in sugar. Oh, it was so, I had it every morning for breakfast. It was so good. So that was very sweet of her to make that and bring it in to me. Yeah, so my husband dropped me off to school so I could visit, and then my daughter and I, after school, we ordered pizza. My husband was having a hankering for pizza, and then we went to Target, and the parking lot was crazy, and then we went home. My husband had already gone to my kid's house, and he had unpacked everything, got us all set up, all that jazz, right? This was the card for my sweet friend. This was part of the bag that she gave me, so I wrote, "So sweet of Carla to bring me some Christmas cake." It was great. I saw some of my, not only some of my kids, a few of my kids from last year, but I also saw their parents, which was super fantastic. Yeah, it was really great. And then Christmas Eve. Okay, by this time, my pupper is wearing his sweater. All right, I am so glad that we got that sweater for him because it was getting down into the high 30s with the wind chill. And let me tell you, for Floridians, I am born and bred Floridian, never lived anywhere else, and that is stinking cold for us, okay? And I was like literally wearing 2 pairs of pants, 2 shirts, and that's inside the house, guys. Inside the house, okay? It was crazy. So Christmas Eve traditions, they're always the same, which is wonderful. I mean, that's why we call it, traditions. Here are my beautiful kids, my son's sweet girlfriend. They were in her room, my daughter's room, making or wrapping all the gifts. That is one of our Christmas Eve traditions. Always has been. You wrap presents all day long. We have a snacky dinner. I tell you, I wrote down what we had, and then my daughter's then boyfriend came over, and we went Christmas lighting at the racetrack, and that is where you drive around to see Christmas lights. So that was fun. And before we did all that, my daughter and I went to her church. And we went to the Christmas Eve service. And yeah, it was such a special night for the two of us. I really, really enjoyed her church. I have taken to watching them on Sundays online. And it's just a fabulous, fabulous house of God. And she is growing immensely there. And I'm just so grateful. So anyway, this was from their Instagram page. So that was super cute. My daughter with her big old smile, and because they always tell you, look around and fist bump someone or give them a high five, whatever. So it was just beautiful. It was a really fun time. And then that is in here there. This is the front of a vintage card, and this is what I did on here. No, I did not. Okay. So this right here, okay, this was hilarious, right? There's my daughter. We were in like a light tunnel, right? So it says that time, Beauty Queen wanted a picture in the tunnel of lights. I took a video. Try number 2, she said, just do a video. And I took a pic. Dear Lord, help me. Yep. Gosh, that's like my life story. Let me just tell you. Oh my gosh. They got a big kick out of my stupidity. So anyway, here's my sweet little family, the loves of my life. There's little Remington hanging out the window with his little sweater on, catching the lights. And these are just a bunch of pictures that we took that night of all of us, the family together, the kids together, all that fun stuff. So those go in there. So that was a fun page to do. And then this goes back on here. And just clipped in. Okay, now my book is starting to get super fat and hard to write on and all that jazz, right? So this was our Christmas day, and Christmas morning traditions was the prompt, and this is it right here. We opened stockings, and I'll get into stockings later because that's another prompt, but the Christmas breakfast was a French toast casserole my daughter made. And then my husband always puts like the fireplace log, with Christmas music on the TV because we don't have fireplaces. Well, some people do, but generally speaking, no. Then we eat presents. Oh, Lord, help me. We eat breakfast, okay? Yeah, we eat breakfast, and then we open presents one at a time. One at a time. We ooh and ah. We give that person, a chance to show gratitude, and then we give all the trash to Big Handsome. Yes, we have a very orderly opening of presents. So, anyhow, this day, uh, I put the year of Christmas. It was 44 degrees outside, but with the wind chill, it was 39. Remy is in his dapper sweater. Yeah, we celebrated with the gems. Um, the funniest gift was the live, laugh, love sign. And then all presents are special because it says here, like, special gifts, cards, or whatever. So, yeah, it's just like a rundown of our day. And over here, these are some stickers I wanted to use up. These are from a few years ago from Brooke. It was definitely sweater weather. This was originally an envelope that I tipped in here, and I ended up not putting anything in it, and it was just adding a whole lot of bulk to my book. So I just tore off the top part and left it just like this. Okay. My son got my daughter an Oculus. It's like, what are they called? Like a VR game thing. Let me tell you what, she has played the heck out of that game. She is loving it. And it is super cool. Like, she had installed this National Geographic thing. I actually went to the Grand Canyon. It was awesome. Yeah, she has been loving it. My son's girlfriend gave my husband some Hickory Farms because, he loves cheese and crackers and whatnot. Now, on this spread, I did a number of prompts, okay? So, prompt number, let me just check and see. Okay, down here. Prompt number 25 was Christmas stockings. This was so unbelievably sweet of our kids. They made a stocking. Well, they didn't make them, but, they filled stockings for us, and that was just super special. My husband and I have never stuffed stockings for each other, and so yeah, this was the first time in 31 years that we had stockings, so that was pretty special. Okay, 26 was traditions. Number 27 was the Christmas dinner menu. That's up here that I'm reading, and Big Handsome cooked us a delicious rib roast. And then Beauty Queen made bacon wrapped asparagus, yum, and scallop potatoes, and it was all delicious. Favorite Christmas memories was number 28, and my favorite Christmas memory for this year is just the blessing of spending time with people I love the most. Seeing the gems wanting to carry on some of the traditions they grew up with is super special to me. So yeah, it was just a beautiful day. We had a great time together. And then the next day, we just hung out. Okay, we were funned out. I do believe my son had to go to work. Yes, he went to work the next day. I do believe. I'm pretty sure. Anyway, this is the flap. I just made it into a tuck spot. This paper from the free digital. On this day here, and while I was at my kid's house, I did not do any crafting at all. I did let me take that back. I did a very slight amount of decorating my pages, but I was just not in the mood to journal or anything like that. I took a bag down with me and everything with all my junk in it, but I didn't feel like doing it, so I didn't. But on this particular morning, early in the morning, because I was up at like 5, I harvested magazines that I had taken. That's always my go-to when I don't feel like doing anything. It's like, let me just grab a magazine and I'll harvest that. So that's what I did. I woke up at 5:30. Sorry. Yeah, the temperature was 44, but it feels like 40. So it's still like very close to the 30s, and it was very cold. And it was rainy and gloomy, which just made it all the more worse. Yeah, so I did that. My husband watched football, and he was looking up funny t-shirts. Why? I don't know. I don't even know if he ordered any of them or not. But anyhow, yeah, he was cracking himself up. So I had some life chats with Beauty Queen on the stoop outside. And she made chicken and dumplings for dinner, and that was really yummy. And then I think my son and his girlfriend after work, maybe after dinner, they were playing video games or something. I'm not really sure. Anyway, this part, like I was still writing about what was going on the day. I was still doing the prompts, But my book was getting so fat, and I didn't really have a lot to write about because, to be quite honest, we didn't really go and do anything while we were at my kids' house. We just simply wanted to be there, that was it. So yeah, that's pretty much what we did. So I didn't have a whole bunch to write about. This is from some yummy chai tea, organic chai tea that my daughter got me, and I think she put that in my stocking, which was very sweet. And then, excuse me. So the 27th was a Tuesday. Oh, I forgot to tell you, geez, you guys, if you're still around, these Tuesdays I made myself out of address labels. So that's how those were. This is just a simple journaling card that was in my stash. And there's my sweet hubby with his little pupper on the bean bag. And there's my daughter. I don't know how I get all of this junk, like sticky glue bits all over my pictures. I don't get it. I don't understand it. So anyway, I'll fix that later. So it was much warmer in the 50s. Let me think. It was in the 50s, but let me tell you, I was still freezing. Like, and my son does not turn on the heater at all. So it was very cold. I'll tell you about the heater in a minute because there's a funny story that goes along with that. So, yeah, we just, I watched a lot of YouTube. My daughter was playing on her VR. We were all sitting, it was funny. We were all sitting on the couch together. My daughter on one end playing her VR, me in the middle watching videos, and my husband on the other end watching football. So, yeah. And then my husband had made up a cheeseburger casserole for dinner, and I had more live chats with Beauty Queen, and the kids were playing video games. Oh, gosh. And then there was the roach debacle, okay? Oh, my heavens to Betsy. Roaches are just a way of life in South Florida. It is what it is, okay? Yeah, and my daughter keeps their house very clean. So it just happens. Okay, so anyhow, I'm laying up in bed. I had already gone to bed. I need to really write another tag about this. But anyway, I was up in bed and she texts me. I'm like, what is she texting me about? Because she was downstairs. And she says, there's a roach, help. And I was like, what do you want me to do? And so I texted her back, no. It's just simply, no. And she was like, come on, it ran out from under the couch, or ran under the couch, and I don't know where it is, and I'm not sleeping here with you, blah, blah, blah. So we go back and forth. And I said, where is your brother? And she says, as soon as he and his girlfriend saw, they went up to bed, and, whatever. So what did I do? I'm laying in bed. I'm ready for bed. I'm halfway asleep. I text my son. I said, get your rear downstairs and get that roach for your sister. What are you doing? And he was like, he said something like, tell her to get off the VR game or something like that. Tell her to take her mask off so she, and then she can get her, something like that. And I was like, look here, let me remind you, son, you bought her that, okay? So get down there and take care of the dang roach. So he did. But it was hilarious, okay? I was giggling while I was upstairs, all nice and snug as a bug in a rug. So on this day here, we did go out. We went out just down the street to Michael's because my kids, my son and his girlfriend got me a ball of yarn, and it was spice cakes, and it's called Stage Lights, and I started making a throw out of it. And but I didn't have the right size hook, and I only had one ball of yarn. So my husband graciously took me to Michael's so that I could get an 8mm hook, and so that I could get more spice cake yarn. We only found one ball of yarn, and I needed about 6 altogether to make the throw that I was going to make. And so we ended up ordering more online. We also stopped by this place called Raising Cane's. My daughter wanted me to try it. It's new in town. And so, yeah, it was pretty good. And then, yeah, that's what we did during the day. And then I think, yeah, on the 28th, I do believe my son and his girlfriend is so cute. They went out to dinner for their 10-month anniversary. So cute. They went to a really yummy restaurant too. Anyway, um, this is about, my daughter. There was a breakup this holiday season, and that's all I'll say about that. But then when the kids got home, when my son and his girlfriend got home, we all had some stoop time, hanging out outside, just supporting beauty queens. So yeah, so there was that. This I still need to do. I want to do it. It's the number 29 prompt. I originally wasn't going to do it, and then I got to thinking about it, and we do definitely have some specific things about Christmas presents, how we do things on Christmas. So I do want to go back and do that if I remember. So on the 29th, Thursday, I woke up at 8. It was much warmer out. Oh, wait a minute. Yes, okay. This night, too, was hilarious, which I should probably put something else in here to write about this as well. We finally turned the heater on, right? So my son and his girlfriend are out to dinner, so they're not home. I could not get warm the entire day. I was just freezing, right? I'm wearing layers of clothing, I'm wearing socks, I'm wearing slippers, and I'm still freezing cold. And so my daughter was saying, just turn on the heater, just turn on the heater. And, my husband and I are like, no, it's not our house, and whatever. So she texted her brother, she said, oh, dear Lord, please, can we turn on the heater? Mom and dad are freezing. And so he said, yeah, sure. So I went upstairs, I turned it on, and like I came back downstairs, and I'm like, oh, at least it'll just take the chill off, and the fire alarm goes off, and there was no smoke, but it was just the smell of that burning. My son had only previously turned the heater on once in the past, and so since he's lived there, so it was all the dust burning off the element and all that kind of stuff, and yeah, so that was kind of funny. I'm glad he wasn't there. But anyway, and it did. It just took the chill off to where I wasn't sitting there like, with my teeth chattering. So Thursday, I woke up at 8. Yeah, I started getting up later and later. Like when we first got there, I was waking up like 5 o'clock in the morning, 5:30, and then, I started to relax a bit and sleep in, and it was nice. So the kids want my husband to make a laundry cabinet at the foot of their stairs, so which is right in front of where the laundry is. And so I think he's gonna buy one off of Amazon, but then he's gonna modify it so that it has a piano hinge on it. I don't know. Anyway, it'll give him extra storage too. So, and then this was a shame. My son was really looking forward to taking us to this French restaurant that they go to. That is like one of his favorite restaurants to go to, and yeah, they go there as a group with friends all the time, and whatever, and it's really nice. It's like a nice posh restaurant. They don't go like all the time, don't get me wrong, but they've been there multiple times. So he really wanted us to experience that. But my husband, and by the way, my husband had been doing really well this whole trip. Yeah, he had been doing really well. He's still in his everyday pain, but it was kind of in the background, no big deal. This night, no. It started ramping up, and he was in a whole lot of pain when my son got home from work. And so my husband, he was just so disappointed. He was disappointed in himself. My son was fine, because we just, we ended up having to cancel plans. And I mean, both of my kids, excuse me, man, I got a tickle in my throat. Both my kids have grown up with parents that have chronic illness. In fact, my daughter has a chronic illness. My son had cancer. So, we've grown up around illness, and it's okay. It's okay to cancel plans. So, he was just disappointed in himself. So, anyway, my daughter made these really yummy roast beef sliders. They were so good, and she also made strawberry feta salad with poppy seed vinaigrette, and it was delicious. It was delicious. So we just stayed in that night and had a good time together. Then, let's see, this one, the 30th is favorite Christmas picture, and this is my absolute favorite Christmas picture ever. Now, you might be thinking, Elizabeth, why isn't the rest of your family in it? Isn't that a special Christmas picture? Yes. This picture to me just symbolizes Christmas. Like my daughter, it's a picture of my daughter. She took herself years ago, this back in 2016, took it of herself in front of the Christmas tree and with the lights around her. And it's so beautiful. It's just such a beautiful picture. You know, she did oh, it's just gorgeous. And that is why it's my favorite picture. Of course, it, you know, could be because it's my daughter as well. But this picture right here needs to be on like a frame at Christmas time in the store selling it to people. You know, I love this picture of her. Okay, enough about my beautiful daughter. She's beautiful inside and out. So I woke up at 7. It was warm and muggy out. I did not walk the entire time I was there. It was like rainy and dreary and cold, you know. So Big Handsome still wasn't feeling well, but he was feeling a little bit better. And we hung out all day. And then I helped Beauty Queen with her New Year's Eve 80s outfit. So they were going over to a friend's house for a New Year's Eve party, and the theme was 80s. So yeah, we were trying to figure that out. She didn't even end up going with an 80s outfit. Sorry. She had bought this really pretty, like sparkly black dress. It was gorgeous. And, so then her girlfriends were like, no, you'll just be the disco ball. So that's what she was. And she made chicken and sour cream enchiladas and jalapeno dip, and it was really good. And again, we watched football. This is a little thing about, you know, the breakup. So there's that. Everyone's doing as, you know, fine. My daughter's doing fine. Everyone's doing as well as they can be doing, you know. We're moving on. We're moving on in this new year. And so, anywho, this day here, we were fixing to leave, and we were up at 5, okay? Why, I have no idea. But we saw Sunshine off to work. We said our goodbyes to him. We were headed home. It took us, it took us like the regular 2.5 to 3 hours, but I spent an hour and a half answering comments, y'all's comments. So I'm so glad I was able to do that. And yeah, we were home at 10:30 in the morning. I had received my yarn order, my highlighter order, and a sweet candy box from my sweet stepmom, Pat. And I worked in my room literally all day long, most of the day, and I was making my another January journal. You'll see that, or you have seen it. I'm sure you have seen it by now. But yeah, I changed my mind on my journal plans, so that's what I did that day. My husband was watching football. I crocheted a little bit. Yeah, Michigan lost, unfortunately. Georgia won, fortunately. And my poor Big Handsome was in high pain. So, and then this I sent to my kids as we were, you know, heading home. It says, some days I messed up as your mom. Some days I didn't have the energy. Some days I didn't show you grace. Some days I simply let you down. But every day, sweet child, every day I loved you. And so, yeah, I was just missing them already. Oh my heavens, missing them already. And so, and then the kids had their party that night to go to. And then this was Christmas Eve. We were already home. This is the little message from my sweet stepmom. And then the prompt was wishes for next year. And this is a poem. I went the easy route. I cheated this is a poem from Ralph Waldo Emerson. This is my wish for you. Comfort on difficult days. Smiles when sadness intrudes. Rainbows to follow the clouds. Laughter to kiss your lips. Sunsets to warm your heart. Hugs when spirits sag. Beauty for your eyes to see. Friendships to brighten your being. Faith so that you can believe. Confidence for when you doubt. Courage to know yourself. Patience to accept the truth. Love to complete your life. I love that. And so that is my wish for next year. So there we are. That's the end of this book, and I can put it on the shelf, except I got a few things to add. But I didn't do anything here. This is the back of the book, which is Brooke's printable on vellum. This was my birthday card from my sweet husband that I'm just sticking in here like this. And then this is the pocket that holds the Christmas cards we received this year. So there you have it. And yes, it is a very chunky monkey, but I do my best to squeeze it together and then wrap all of this around. Yeah, so this was a super fun journal to work in. I just have to say, it really was a joy to work in. Um, and to work in everything, it was fabulous. So uh, I'm gonna let you go. My battery is running low. Go figure. Yeah, make sure you check all the links below. They will all be there, whether I mentioned somebody's YouTube channel or Facebook group or project or something. All of it will be below. If you have any questions or comments, make sure you leave them in the comment section below. I will thank you for your time. I know it's precious, and I am grateful that you choose to share it with me. I hope you have a great rest of your day. I'm going to go get some water, and a wonderful week, and I'll talk to y'all real soon. Bye for now.